To go out there, I definitely wanted to get the TKO. Everything played out in my favor. I mean, I couldn't ask for a better fight.
Were you blowing in that first round, Ed?
As I was out there, it's just you're just throwing punches. And, for me being a wrestler, to knock somebody out on their feet, just completely digress into boxing, it was just that's a big moment for me. That's like a game changer. It's okay, not only am I dangerous with my wrestling, I can also utilize my boxing, my striking, and right now I just feel like the sky's the limit.
And how about the whole experience having this fight here at Penn State?
Oh man, the fact that it was here at Penn State just made it that much more important. It just made it that much more special for me. I feel like right now it's just like a turning point for me.
How does it feel to have you and Phil Davis both picking up wins tonight?
It felt great. He's somebody I always looked up to. I always follow in his footsteps. Literally everything that he's done, I've done as well. And everything that he does is just okay, the next step is this. This is the next step. And, I want to continue following his footsteps. I want to continue to get the belt, and do all the same things that he did.
How about the crowd tonight?
Oh, the crowd tonight was great. There was so much support. And when I was wrestling at Rec Hall, we actually had that same amount of love that I felt tonight. We had the same thing that back in Rec Hall. All those guys that were cheering for us, they give you energy. When you get booed, you get tired really quick.
Phil wore a singlet here.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, he did?
The way it's done.
He never sends me the memo.
Yeah. He's bad at that.
Yeah, right?
Ed, when we were chatting in the laundromat yesterday, if you remember, in the laundry room, you said that it was important, you love boxing. Obviously, you went to college to wrestle. Were your corner getting concerned with that you were too relaxed in the stand-up in that first round? Did they give you any kind of telling off? Because it was like you were almost enjoying yourself so much that your defense was open at times. Were you aware of that?
Yeah, I definitely was, but I feel like this fight was kind of a good chance for me to actually loosen up a little bit. And one of the biggest problems I did have in wrestling was that I was a little too relaxed, a little bit too flat-footed when I first started out, and then I started picking up the pace a little bit later on. But being out there and being out in front of that crowd, it's kind of hard to get that experience anywhere else, even when you spar. And I had it tonight, and at the same time, I just wanted people to see that, I'm not going to go out there, I'm not stiff, I'm loose, fluid, I feel comfortable, and, and at this point, it's just, I'm just going to keep getting more and more comfortable in the ring.
Were you nervous at all?
Yeah, everybody gets nervous. I feel like the little butterflies. You always have it in your mind that something can happen, something crazy can happen. You always want to make sure that doesn't happen during your fight. So, I get little butterflies every once in a while, but once I step in the cage, man, I just feel like a fish back in water.
Could you hear the crowd get behind you, or are you zoned out?
No, I definitely heard the crowd this time. Before, the only person I could hear was my manager and my coach. I just heard them yelling things out, but today I definitely felt the whole crowd behind me today.
How about the national exposure for Penn State wrestling tonight?
Man, I'm so happy that I'm able to come back here, and Phil's able to come back here, and just the whole Bellator, just coming back here, and we're wrestlers. We're wrestlers, and we're pushing that to the foreground, and that's great, man. I'm so happy that I'm able to do that.
A couple of Penn State wrestlers, but you guys come in through band. What does that say about you guys and what you guys do?
Hey man, that just means that we love to stand and bang. I don't want people to think that I'm just gonna go out there and take them down. I want them to be like, okay, he's gonna sit there and he's gonna try and trade with me on my feet.
What was it like having Coach Sanderson there watching you again?
It felt like a wrestling match. Having him off in the corner, it's just when I walked out there, everything that he used to tell me in the corner, just go out there, have fun, just relax, you're doing fine, and this guy doesn't have anything you need to worry about. I just kind of I was visualizing that all over again.
Was he still cheering you on, and did you hear him during the match?
I couldn't hear him. Honestly, I only hear my coaches. Bob Cook, he has a very, when he yells, he penetrates through the whole crowd. It's the craziest thing ever. I'm like, man, I never hear this guy yell. He doesn't have a very demanding voice, but when he yells, I can hear him penetrating through the whole crowd, all the cheers, everything. I hear his voice.
Ed, at the workouts, you said you thought you'd never be competing here again. everybody asked you how special it was. Now that it's over, and it went perfectly for you guys, can you put the week in perspective and just how special it was?
Man, it's kind of hard to put it in words. The fact that you get to come back to your hometown, you know, come back to your alma mater, and you get to be in front of the people that you know and love, you know, friends and family, and you actually get to share with them your passion. It's kind of hard to put that into words, you know, and I had a whole week this time. I was like going around, I was seeing just about everybody, you know, just kind of getting a chance to say hi to everybody, hang out with them again. I mean, like, it's just like, I don't know, I can't really explain it.
If you were playing matchmaker, who would you match Ed Ruth up against next?
Honestly, like I said before, man, I'm a complete athlete. I want to be a complete fighter. I don't care who I have to go up against. You know, I'm going to make sure that I train for them and whatever, whoever, whenever.
What do you feel the biggest threat that Chris Dempsey had against you, and how do you feel about that threat now?
Chris Dempsey, he's a tough guy, you know, and I know that he hasn't, like, his last couple of years, he wasn't, like, feeling too hot, but, you know, like, honestly, when he stepped out there in the ring, he's a pretty tough guy. And when I was throwing punches, I was like, man, are these really affecting him? You know, I was questioning myself for a little bit, but the fact that he's able to do that, you know, play that poker face, I feel like he's a really tough guy, and I feel like, you know, he has a lot more fights under his belt left to go.
Can you take us through that final shot? I mean, where did you see it open up, and just did you know that was it?
You know, I was just lobbing jabs out there. It was the second round. I was like, okay, I'm feeling a little winded. Maybe he's feeling it a little bit more. Maybe if I could just lay the pressure on him, I can break him. And when I saw that last shot go in, and then he just sat down, it was like, you know, I'm looking straight, and all of a sudden he drops out of view. And I'm looking down. I'm like, okay, what do I do now? And then the ref puts his hand on my chest. I'm like, okay, it's over.
It's like you shot him. Oh no, it was one of those big, heavy punches. Could you make welterweight as well? Have you thought about it ever, or was it too difficult?
No, I don't think I can.
No, you can't get
I'm
that.
not a big fan of cutting weight. Honestly, when I was in high school and they tried to get me to cut like 3, 4, 5 pounds, I was like, let's just go up to the next weight class.
It's very sensible.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ed.
All good?
Thanks, Ed.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Congrats.
Thank you. Mic check, 1, 2, 1, 2.